Peace and blessings. Welcome back to the channel once again, where we talk about all things health and healing from a holistic perspective. And today is no different. We're going to be talking about the 8 superfoods that could not only help to maintain your liver's health, but also restore it in many cases. Now, in a previous video, I talked about the 8 signs that could be a sign that you have a toxic liver. So if you haven't seen that video, go check it out, because it's so important that we know and understand we have to be our first eyes and ears on our own health. We can't wait for our doctors to do that for us. And so we have to become educated about our bodies, okay? And so it helps us to be able to communicate to our physicians what we need and what's going on with our body. And when you think about it, when you go in to get a checkup, what does a good physician always do? They ask you questions. How are you feeling? Any pain here? Any pain there? How's this been going? How's that been going? So the more educated you are, the more you can help your physician as well in navigating the health space with you. And the other really important thing is we don't really have health care, we have sick care. And what that means is that when you go into your doctor, they really can't tell you how to be healthy, because everything that we learn in school is bent on us dissecting and compartmentalizing disease in the body. It's not necessarily teaching us how to create a healthy body or how to remove the cause. It's always attacking the symptoms. And this is why, again, you have to be on the front line of understanding what's going on in your body and understanding the language of your body as well, too, because a lot of times we get all these check engine lights that we don't listen to, okay? The other thing that's really important about the topic that we're going to talk about today, and is huge for me, and I'm always reminding people of, is that I'm going to give you the 8 superfoods that could help you maintain your liver health, but also restore it in many cases. But what's really important that you know is nothing can compensate for an unhealthy diet. If you have poor nutrition, nothing can compensate for that. I don't care if you eat all of these 8 superfoods 4 times a day. If you're consuming unhealthy foods, which I've talked about at length in many other videos, if you're consuming unhealthy foods, nothing can compensate for that, which means that you can't heal, okay? And this is why, like, the whole natural health space gets a bad rap, because people don't make true changes in their lifestyle. Doing a diet versus changing your lifestyle is totally different. A diet is time-bound, it's about restriction. A lifestyle is about changing your life, changing your beliefs around food, changing your beliefs around movement, okay? So make a shift towards a lifestyle, not a diet, okay? Life leads to life, okay? A diet leads to dying. I know I'm saying that because most people, again, think that diets work, and they don't. And if you look at the science, 80% of people who go on a diet 1 month later have gained the weight back, and 6 to 8 months later have gained that weight back plus additional weight. So what it's saying is diets don't really work. Lifestyle changes work. Okay, so please understand that before I get into that. The other thing, this is really important, and most people don't know this. You know, you can see certain lizards can literally have their tails clipped off and they can grow another tail. Now, when we see that, we think to ourselves like, man, that's amazing. I wish I could do that, lose a finger and grow a new finger. Well, in some regards, we can do that. And when it pertains to the liver, we actually can do that. As a matter of fact, if you remove up to 90% of the liver as a result of cirrhosis and damage, having a remaining 10 to 25%, you can literally regrow your liver back to its original size, okay? But you can only do that when you're not putting stress on the liver, when you're not irritating the liver with certain foods, certain chemicals, when you're living a holistic lifestyle and eating holistic nutrition. Okay, so it's so important. I can mention that stat all the time and say, hey, if you lose up to 90% of your liver, your body has the capability of regenerating the liver back to its original size. Well, it's important that you know and understand that can only happen when you make a dramatic shift and the body has enough potency, or what I would call energy, life energy, to be able to restore that organ back to its original function. Now, I know that there are many people out there who have, been on a transplant list for this organ or that organ, but what's really important is that most people don't make the shift in their diet. They only make the shift when it comes to prescriptions, but no shift in their diet, no shift in their lifestyle, no examination of what caused this. And so they end up losing the organ, and ultimately some people end up losing their lives. But understand, like, this is why I'm really pushing for more of a holistic approach. Okay. So let's jump into those 8 superfoods, but keeping that on your mind the whole time that, look, I got to make a shift in my lifestyle to be able to, reap the benefits of any of these superfoods. Okay. It's so important that you know that. So number 1 superfood, and again, I don't like to do an order of priority or order of importance. Number 1 is going to be green leafy vegetables. And let me explain why green leafy vegetables are very key. 1, because they're loaded with a lot of minerals, okay? Specifically, magnesium and then glutathione. And here's why glutathione is so important. Glutathione is involved in both phases of detoxification in the liver, both phase 1 and phase 2, okay? And without it, you don't get the level of detoxification that you actually need, okay? And so eating and consuming enough green leafy vegetables is going to be a major key to restoring and maintaining liver health for that reason, okay? Because the better that the liver can process the toxins out, that means the more toxins that are getting out of not only the body, but the liver especially, okay? So glutathione is heavily present in a lot of green leafy vegetables. Number 2, blueberries. Blueberries, because they contain these phytonutrients called anthocyanins. What do anthocyanins do? They protect the liver cells from oxidation. And what is oxidation? Oxidation is like aging, rusting, okay? Cellular damage, okay? So that's one of the major benefits of blueberries. Those are one of my primary snacks. I just pop blueberries, okay? Number 3, grapes, and particularly seeded grapes. And I know how difficult they are to get, but seeded grapes that aren't sprayed with a lot of pesticides and herbicides are really good. And why? Because grapes decrease the amount of inflammation, okay, in the liver cells. They also prevent cellular damage, and they also increase antioxidation in the liver as well too, okay? Number 4, prickly pear, okay? Prickly pear is high in antioxidants, and it also helps to remove a lot of the toxicity that is actually in the liver as well too. Number 5, nuts and seeds. Nuts and seeds because they contain healthy fats, which means that you're going to get some of those healthy fats that are anti-inflammatory as well, okay? Number 6 is dandelion root and also dandelion leaves. That's one of the primary green leafy vegetables that I love to consume and also make green juices with, is dandelion leaves. And it is a bitter green leafy vegetable and a bitter herb, but bitters are really good for the liver, okay? Bitters are also really good for digestion. So one of the primary jobs of the liver is to help with digestion, okay? And it's also good as a liver tonic as well too, okay? So dandelion root and the leaves, okay? Number 7, burdock root. Burdock root is a blood purifier, but it's also a liver cleanser, okay? And it also removes a lot of the congestion that is in the lymphatic system. So you want to take, use some burdock root as well too, and you can make a tea with it, okay? Now, here's the cool thing about those last 2 that I just mentioned, the dandelion root and the burdock root. Both of those are actually in my 14-day and my 28-day detox. And that's specifically why I put those 2 in there, because the thing that you want to do when it comes to detoxifying not only the liver, but the entire body is you not only want to detox the liver, but you want to open up the elimination pathways to remove the waste or the toxins out. Because just think about this, like the liver doesn't have an outside portal. There's no orifice for the liver to remove the toxins and then it goes straight out of something, okay? It has to go out through one of the elimination channels. So the elimination channels are going to be the lungs, okay? The elimination channels are going to be the mouth. It's going to be through bowel movements. It's going to be through the kidneys. It's going to be through the lymphatic system. It's going to be through the kidneys. Okay, so when the liver processes something, now it has to be delivered out of the body, and the body has to determine what's the best way to get this out of the body. Okay, so that's why it's so important. I always tell people this: if you're going to do a liver detox, you want to make sure you're doing a full body detox, because now it opens up all of those elimination channels. Because some people have so much toxicity in their liver that has been accumulating there. And the other really important thing, I mentioned this in another video where I talk about fatty liver disease. When your liver becomes really fatty, this is the thing that they don't tell you. Toxins are attracted to fat, okay? Toxins go into fat. So the more toxins you have, the more it's going to go into the fat. If you have a fatty liver, the liver is going to become very toxic. So as these toxins begin to come out, where are they going to go out? That's the question, because again, there's no portal for the liver to just say, okay, the toxin goes straight out of the stomach. It doesn't just go out straight out of the stomach. There's no portal for it. So it has to go out through the elimination channel. So that's why I always tell people you need to do a full body detox. But again, doing dandelion root, dandelion leaves, and a burdock root will definitely help with that process. Just make sure your elimination channels are open. And what that means is you're having bowel movements, A. You also notice that your skin is eliminating too, okay? Instead of just accumulating, all right? So let me not dive too deep into that, but I have to make that point because a lot of people will do just a liver detox, but it's so important that people know and understand you have to do a full body detox because you have to open up all the elimination channels to get rid of all of those type of toxins, because the liver literally is processing toxins, every major toxin, pesticides, herbicides, insecticides, the food chemicals, the glyphosate, all of that is processing it out, okay? And they go out in different ways because some are water soluble and some are fat soluble, which means they have to be converted into water soluble, okay? And then the very last one for today, number 8, is ginger root. Ginger root will also help with the liver because according to research that they did with people with non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, those who use ginger root, it decreased an enzyme that is often a predictor of liver function called ALT. It decreased that enzyme, and it also lowered cholesterol, which means that it lowered the amount of fat in the liver. And then it also decreased inflammation and also cellular damage. So you could do ginger root teas, you can add ginger to your food, a whole host of things. So those are the 8 superfoods that could literally help not only maintain your liver's health, but also restore it in many cases. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Until the next time, peace and blessings and Godspeed.